Okay, so did Mark Carney just fail the first task of his coronation? The talk from the Liberal leadership French debates is that Carney cannot speak the level of French required to be Prime Minister of Canada. Tonight, during the debate, he said, we agree with Hamas.
Avec Hamas, nous sommes d'accord avec une
Nous ne sommes pas d'accord avec Hamas, mais concernant Hamas.
Contre Hamas. Et pour une solution à deux États. Mais ça doit être un État palestinien viable et libre qui existe côte à côte avec un État Israël qui existe dans la paix et la sécurité.
Of course, that was a mistake. He didn't mean that. Christian Freeland was quick to correct him, but the damage was already done.
Is this your game? Huh?
Yeah, French is not his first language. It was an honest mistake, but he has just given the conservatives a free ad. It's going to be a meme. There's no helping it now. It's going to be a meme. Unfortunately, those are the margins you deal with at this level. The conservatives are waiting to seize on every mistake and every gaffe. Carney has not really had time to acquire the polish of a politician and to properly kind of dust off his talking points. So right here, right now, I will just be honest with you. I expect Pierre Poilievre will cook him in a debate. Here's what I noticed tonight. My first impression of Mark Carney in a debate setting. He did not assert himself very much. He did not assert himself at all. Again, we could say this is because of the language barrier. The problem there is that he will be debating Pierre Poilievre and Yves-François Blanchet in French in a few months. Tomorrow is the English debate. Mark Carney can count this as strike one. If he makes a similar gaffe in the English debate, it could have far-reaching consequences. Suddenly, you're starting to ask if he's truly up to the job of being Prime Minister. I'm not going to speak too much on policy here. This is meant to be a quick reaction. The debate wasn't heavy on policy, to be fair. The candidates did not try to distinguish themselves very much. This was what I noticed. I think that was a mistake. If anything, they provided more evidence for the fact that they would keep the status quo if elected. I don't think the words that were said truly recognize the fact that Canadians do not like where the country is at in this moment. Mark Carney did not stand out. Crucially, he also didn't answer a lot of questions directly. For what he said in terms of policy, I can't say I found any winners in there. He spoke a lot about adopting AI technology in healthcare and for a variety of applications. It seemed to me like his solution to a lot of problems was to hand it over to the machines. He also talked about a firearms buyback program as a way of combating gun violence. Problem here is that this is a failed policy that the Trudeau government already tried. It has burned a lot of money and achieved nothing, arguably. Most people wanted to know if the Liberals would call an election immediately. So the idea being that they could maybe get a strong mandate to fight Donald Trump and deliver on promises. Take this from me. The Liberals will not call a quick election. Just take that for what it is. Forget about it. They will hold on as long as they're allowed to, basically in order to see if they can erode more support for Pierre Poilievre. Trump will probably be the biggest factor in the next Canadian election, which is unfortunate because we have some big problems in this country that I'd like to hear more about. But we're talking about Trump. The debate actually started with like 30 minutes just mostly talking about Trump. Honestly, if not for the fact that I wanted to make this summary for you guys, I would have turned it off. But on Trump, I think the more he unravels in the US, the more he will impact Pierre Poilievre. I've said this in many videos in the past. People see Pierre Poilievre as similar to Trump. And to be fair, Poilievre is not doing the best job of beating the charges. He's not really separating himself in terms of policy from Trump. It's very similar, right? When he says things like Canada should trade more with the US, that kind of talk gets me worried. You know, look, the fact is Trump may yet succeed with everything he's doing in the US. There is, obviously, you could say that there is short-term pain at the moment for some of the policies that he's trying to implement, but he may yet succeed. The jury's still out. But let's face it, it's not looking good in this moment. He is announcing a bunch of funding from private industry in the US, but the stock market is down right now. Importantly, the price of groceries is not down. We've seen him say some outrageous things in the meantime. My point here is that I expect the Liberals to prolong the election as much as they can. Maybe give the next Prime Minister, presumably that will be Mark Carney, They want to give that prime minister a chance to get his feet on the rim. So having seen this French language debate, I'm really looking forward to that debate tomorrow. Hopefully the candidates will drop this whole kumbaya, we're a family approach, and they'll probably look to actually have a more spirited debate tomorrow. Also, hopefully the questions are better. I didn't find the questions to be very inspiring, to be honest. And honestly, Frank Bayless surprised me, because for a long time in this Liberal run, I could have sworn he was sponsored by Specsavers. I just didn't see a lot of him in the media. It's also quite funny now that I think about it that Ruby Dalla was actually planning to bring an interpreter to the French language debate today. I don't think she understood the assignment very well. I look forward to seeing if Mark Carney understands the assignment of being Canada's next prime minister when the questions are in English. There will be no excuses tomorrow. There's no language barrier tomorrow. Anyways, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and join the conversation. Let me know what you thought of the French language debate today. I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.